everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I am Meg, and I did a vote on my community tab the other day asking which piece you would all like to see today, Sunday, and you all voted for the desk bureau, which was the majority. I don't even think anybody voted for the other piece, which I will show next week. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today, so let's get started. Here is the desk. It is so cute. I did keep the hardware on the lid part, the drawer pull, but the other ones I didn't because one of them was missing and I wanted to have updated hardware anyway on this piece. But it is super cute and it's solid wood, the entire piece. So first things first is I took off the hardware that pulls down the lid, the latches, and I put those aside into a bag so that I don't lose them. And I took off both of them on either side, obviously. So then I took off the hardware that was on there. And then I started to sand the top, the lid on the front and the back so that it was raw wood. Once that was done, I put it aside, and there was a little bit of stain still around the very edges, and then I sanded the trim sides here and along the top, as you can see, and I'm using the 80 grit sanding discs. Now here you can see I'm still using those large 80 grit sanding discs that don't fit. And for my next video, I did eventually, after this, buy the right size discs for my orbital sander. I then took my sander and started to sand on the sides, taking it down to raw wood again. It did take some time and a lot of work, but it was worth it in the end. And I did this for both sides. I wanted this piece to be mostly wood, so I did take down most of it to the original wood finish, right like this. I also sanded the top, as you can see here. And I did share the new discs that I bought, and I bought the small packs because that's what the store had where I went. I got 80 and I got 120, and I think there was another one there that's 220. I can't remember. So I took the 80 and I just sanded as much as I could around the edges, but you could still see some of the stain, and so I was having difficulty really getting it off, and I didn't like that look. So what I ended up doing is just painting around the trim, as you will see very soon. So as you can see here, I also sanded down the drawers because, like I said, I wanted this piece to be mostly wood because this is a solid wood piece and the wood grain is just so beautiful that I really wanted to have that showing. And not only showing, but because I do add a stencil over the drawers, but I just wanted that look and the texture look as well. As you can see here, I taped around the top of the edges because I ended up painting the trim. And I did that on all of the drawers and the top and the lid as well. And I did this in a beige paint, only because I could not cover that stain, and it ended up looking really good this way. So I just want to take this time to thank Twitch from Creep Designs by Twitch for buying me a coffee. It's absolutely awesome. It made my day, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that. While that was drying, I took a 320 sanding disc and just scuff sanded the inside because I am painting the inside with the beige paint. I also scuff sanded the very bottom where the legs were as well. I then cleaned it with Cottage Paint's Clean and Prep Cleaner, and I spray it first, let it sit for a minute, and then I take my water bottle and spray the water onto it and then wipe it off just like this, so that there's no excess or residue left over. So now is the time to spray the inside, and I used a color called Sunday Tea. And so I painted the bottom, as you can see, sort of where I'm painting on the bottom, and then I'm also painting in the inside. I did about 2 coats for the inside and the bottom leg and trim. I then took that same color and my brush and water and brushed the paint onto the surface, making sure it was really wet, creating a beige paint wash over the raw wood so that when I go to spray my top coat, it won't turn orange. And I explained a lot of this in my last video last week as well. So as you can see here, I did the same with the drawers, and then I painted around the trim, and then it was time to take off the green paint. I had done about 2 coats of the paint on the trim, and then I took off the green tape, which is really satisfying. I had this idea to add a stencil onto the drawers and leaving the sides bare. And this stencil is called Eastern Fountain, and I'll put it in my description, and I brushed the paint over it. These stencils are stick and style stencils, and they're so much fun to use, and I tried to use the one piece several times. The drawers were pretty clean inside. There were a couple of marks, but I wanted to make them fun, and I thought that this numbers, it's called engraved numbers tissue paper, was absolutely perfect for this little desk. So I used my handheld steamer to get all of the wrinkles out of the paper, and then I brushed Country Chic clear coat onto the surface of the drawer, like the bottom, making sure that there was a good amount. And then I added the paper inside. Once the paper was inside, I could take my knife and just cut along the edges and make sure it fits. Once all that was done, it was time to top coat. I sprayed about 2 coats of the top coat, making sure it's really durable. So I had been holding up the handles to the bottom drawers, which are actually bigger than the top drawer, and I didn't realize that the top drawer the holes were different sizes. So I got my wood filler and just gently and very small amounts of wood filler just to cover that hole where the previous handles were, and it was only on the top drawer. The brand new handles that I had picked out actually fit the bottom two. It was just this one drawer that I didn't check. So you can see as I hold the handle up to the drawer that it didn't fit, but it does fit the bottom drawers. So I filled in this hole as well. I placed the handles on the bottom two drawers and so that they were ready to go, and they fit perfectly. I got some sandpaper and just gently sanded over the wood filler, making sure it was really smooth and flat. Because you could see it slightly, I got my stencil and just went over that wood filler area and just put the stencil over it again so that it blended in really nicely. I then drilled holes on the drawer, the top drawer, for the new handles. So Mr. Lovely helped me here putting on the new handles. So here is what the piece looked like before. Solid wood desk, lots of scratches and wear and tear on it. Original handles that I soon replaced, as you saw, and beautiful inside as well. And it got a big makeover. Here is what it looks like now. I absolutely love this piece. I love how it turned out, and I hope that you love it too. If you'd like to support me and my channel, I would really appreciate it. My Buy Me a Coffee is in my description, along with my Amazon wish list. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like and comment, and let me know what you think. And I will see you next week, Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Take care.